Censorship or chaos? What's more destructive?
Censorship, without a doubt. Absolutely.
I'm wearing a veil and all black because I'm in mourning over the death of Charlie Kirk. He was assassinated because he was a Christian, because he was good at what he did. His communication skills were effective. He had the energy to draw a crowd, persuade a crowd, and he was the leader of a conservative movement that was pulling people away from evil and towards family, God, and patriotism. The left murdered him because of his beliefs and because he was a good debater, and they couldn't out-debate him, so they had to get rid of him. Many people wanted to see him as a president in the future. He drew many young people towards the Republican Party, and there's lots of problems with the Republican Party. But all in all, Republicans are more in favor of religious freedom, more in favor of free speech, more in favor of health freedom, and that was a problem. This is important for what we do here at the Speaker Salon, because these are the types of events that make others feel afraid of speaking out. Fear of visibility is a topic I've spoken of before. Fear of visibility keeps people at home, not making videos like this, not going to public debates, not going and engaging with the intellectual challenges of our times. I noticed in myself, my central nervous system went on fire yesterday. I felt a lump in my throat. I kept holding my throat, trying to protect it. I had this sense that I was in danger, and I was holding my throat. Irina Zarutska was stabbed in the throat. She didn't do anything to that man, her murderer. She was minding her own business, just got off of work, came here to flee a deep state globalist war in her home country. She thought she was safe in America. Nobody was protecting her. Nobody even went to help her. And her murderer said, "I got that white girl twice. I got that white girl," immediately after stabbing her, having blood dripping from his weapon. And nobody helped her. She bled out on the train. As a white woman, as a mother of two very Caucasian girls and a son, that's terrifying, to be hated for your skin color. Free speech is critical at this time, and obviously we don't have it. Charlie Kirk embodied civil debate. He was respectful to his intellectual opponents. He was willing to talk to anybody, and he modeled how to have difficult conversations. He modeled civil discourse. He was murdered because he was good, and he didn't lose his cool. He kept composed even when very radical, hateful people confronted him. All this is to say, when you live in a godless society, it's much more difficult to have basic liberties. I took a trip to South Africa in my 20s. And it surprised me that every suitcase in the airport had to go through a protocol of being wrapped again and again and again in plastic, saran wrap. They do this because theft is such a problem that everybody expects to be stolen from. It's a godless society. We're at a place now where we are in such a godless society that we live amongst murderers, not just thieves. And anybody who speaks out publicly has to invest the time, the money, and the pain of safety measures. You need to have bulletproof glass or plastic partitions in front of you if you're at a public event. Maybe you need screens. Elon Musk, he only goes to live events over a screen. I think he's been well aware, and he's been taking these measures for some time now. If you're good, they're going to go after you. This is how narcissists and psychopaths operate. They cannot tolerate your goodness because it makes them look bad. So they get rid of you. They get rid of you. Visibility is part of being a public figure, and there are measures you must take to eliminate the inflammation of your central nervous system when you go out and you be brave. This is the timing of this for me personally is crazy. On September 9th, I interviewed Dr. Stella Emanuel for my upcoming new project. It's a virtual summit. It's called Courage and Health series, actually. Dr. Stella Emanuel said that America's frontline doctors stuck out their neck to heal America. In 2020 and in 2021, when everybody was afraid of COVID, they went to work prescribing hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, and they were healing people when the bad guys, the deep state, kept saying, we all just have to wait for the vaccine. There are courageous people out there who are risking their lives, quite literally, so that you can be freed from the fear. What the enemy does is uses fear to keep you isolated, to keep you in a perpetual state of helplessness. They take away your life force. They keep you at home. They keep you away from others. They suck your soul. It's quicksand of the soul. They figure out ways to make you afraid so that your soul crumbles. And there's people who are courageously speaking out. You need to support them. You need to share the burden of what they're doing. I interviewed her on September 9th at 1 p.m. Central. As soon as I was done, I went to Dallas, downtown Dallas. I went to the John F. Kennedy Memorial Plaza because I needed to film. It occurred to me that to open up the Courage and Health series, I needed a more powerful video than just me sitting here behind this thing. So I thought, I'll go to the JFK Memorial Plaza, and my setting, my backdrop will be the scene of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And from there, I can invite my audience to be more courageous. To be more courageous. Because we can't have Bobby Kennedy do it all alone. Less than 24 hours later, I got news that Charlie Kirk was shot. Then I was at this meeting for Maha leaders. Robert Malone, Callie Means, all these guys, Russell Brand, they were on this Zoom call. And it was there that we found out that he died. It was very cathartic to process his death among other people, to grieve in a group setting. It was a gut punch. It felt like they took the wind out of our sails. And Ann Vandersteel wrote this open letter to America. She posted it on Twitter, and it was very well written, and I shared it with my family. They do this because they don't want you to speak. They shot him in the throat because that's where his voice was. And they don't want you to speak because speaking is effective. And what Christians do is we persuade people using language. God spoke the world into the universe. He spoke it. You have to speak it in the culture that you want. Other religions force you to believe. They threaten you. On the left, they humiliate Christians, and they make it so that you're afraid to be seen as something else. Your sense of belonging, there's an existential threat if you go to a different side. Christians like Charlie, they invite you in and they persuade you with messages of hope. Charlie said that Jesus died so that you can live. That was one of his last tweets. The last word out of his mouth was violence. He was talking about violence and the school shooting at the Catholic school. The last word out of his mouth was violence, and then they shot him. Don't let his death be in vain, and don't be afraid yourself. You're gonna be afraid. You have to have courage anyways. And you need to take safety measures. And you need to have conquered your fear of death. That's the reason he was able to go out in public, was because he knew that there is eternity beyond this physical dimension. He knew that there was a spiritual dimension, and that this isn't it. We're not here to just consume and then die. We're here for a higher calling. It's not supposed to be a pleasure cruise. Yes, there are moments of feasting, and yes, there are moments of joy, and we need to go after and pursue those moments of joy. But the mission is to win souls for God. And some people will do that through correcting lies. Some people will do that through physical healing. You got to figure out what yours is. But God gives you talents. He gives you skills. He gives you experiences to shape your character that inform what your calling is. And do that deep work. Go into a place that is quiet. and figure out what you're here for, because you don't have that much time. You just don't have that much time. All in there.
If everything completely goes away, how do you want to be remembered?
I mean, if I die?
Everything just goes away. How would you, if you could be associated with one thing, how would you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing. Most important thing is my faith in my life.